I would like to talk to you for a moment about a book that's available on the website hymnserve.com for download, and it's How to Be Happy Giving Your Money Away. This is not about music, but it happens to be my father who has written this book, and it's been very well accepted among church leaders. And you know, there's always the challenge of how to raise the funds for new buildings and that sort of thing. And it must be in about the 11th printing now. It's been very well accepted. And I love the stories that Dad tells about the book, because the books have been available from the author for very low price, and it makes it possible for people to give one to every family in the congregation. And so when they get through doing that, they're so excited about getting started with their own fundraising for a new church building or whatever it is that they need, that people will just say, well, Pastor, when can we start? Let's start right now. And Dad, he first started fundraising when he was president of North Central University in Minneapolis, and he was going out to raise funding for the university. It was a college then when he was there, and then he found out that the ministers where he went to visit were so needy for help with their church buildings and their church projects that he just started helping them as well to get their funding together for their individual churches. So this is very valuable. It's been used by fundraising companies themselves to hand out to individuals and leadership in different churches. The other books that I could mention are not available on the site, but they're available, and you could contact us if you like. The other one is No Limits, and it's mainly about the fact that we all start our giving at a certain level. Many of us start at 10% because that's what's taught in the Old Testament, but as we know, you can build on from there, and it's so gratifying to be a philanthropist, no matter how much money you have, to develop a spirit of generosity, of giving away from yourself, can be very addictive and very satisfying. Then for a long time we were urging Dad to do a practical handbook for ministers. He has many wonderful ideas from his experience in his work as a minister and as a leader in the denomination. So if you look at the table of contents, for instance, here, our attitude toward money, handling trouble. And when he was district superintendent in Illinois, a lot of his work was going from one church to another and smoothing the waters and helping people to see perspective on the squabbles that they were in. So he has many tips and good advice for ministers and leaders. Here's one: my attitude toward the opposite sex. We know that chapter is probably a really valuable one in this day and age too. The last one that he's written, The Key to Blessing, is also more on giving and learning to give away from yourself. And it has an introduction by my brother, Admiral Vern Clark, which I'm very proud of. Forwards by George Wood, Don Argue, Robert Spence, Frank Cochran, Hubert Morris. And so this continues the teachings about how to raise money as well as learning to give away from yourself and to give to others, other people's projects. You know what happens when you do that? I know when I was growing up and I was asking Dad, are you supposed to tithe on the gross or the net? I think I had made some money and I didn't know whether I should. And he says, well, do you want to be blessed on the gross or do you want to be blessed on the net? So that settled it for me. And I know my husband and I, in the early days, at least twice, the cupboards were totally cleaned out of every little bit of rice, every little bit of macaroni and everything. And we were really, really hurting. He was going to finishing his schooling, and I was supposed to be supporting the family, but I was pretty thin on that. But all during that time, we did tithe on the gross. And, you know, there are different time segments that go through. It didn't happen right away. But as we continued to do that and to give offerings and give away from our own welfare, I must say we have been very blessed, financially as well as other ways. So this is a whole wonderful area for you to get involved in, and I'm sure that you would benefit. So if you care to, take a look at How to Be Happy Giving Your Money Away, which is on our website. Or if you're interested in any of these others, be sure and get a contact to us. Nice talking to you. Have a great day.